commencing Operation Attention. In this comic review episode, we'll dive into the final events and unresolved cliffhangers, unlike the host of this podcast, who can't finish a sentence without veering off topic. Some of these setups will lead absolutely nowhere. Consider it thematic consistency. Now, listeners, reduce your expectations as we change the frequency to yet another episode of the podcast.
Hello and welcome to the podcast. Today we are diving into DreamWave's Armada Energon comics. I'm Onyx Prime, and with me are my wonderful, smart, and collective co-hosts.
Hi, I'm Killobyte.
And I'm Clickbait.
Moving on with our comic discussion for today's episode takes us to DreamWave's Energon Volume 3, issues 27 to 30. And as always, spoiler warning. So if you haven't read it already, we highly recommend you go and read it. Come back and listen to the podcast. With that, Clickbait, do you mind giving us the facts? And Killobyte, do you mind giving us the trivia and summary?
Can do.
Absolutely. First up, some fast facts for this episode. Number of comics we will be reviewing today is 4. Issue 27 was released on September 1st of 2004. And the last issue of this series was released December 8th of 2004. Our writer for these issues is Simon Furman, pencils by Alex Milne and Marcelo Mater, inks by Elaine Toh, Ferd Poblete, Eric Sander, and Rob Armstrong, colors by Jean-M Lee, Josh Perez, Sigmund Torre, Yvonne Poon, and Rob Ruffalo.
Awesome. Time for some trivia.
Woohoo!
In issue 28, Dropshot shows being cut in half way back in Armada issue 16 is not a killing blow, though. Hence his sudden reappearance in this issue. Something Darth Maul has also mastered from War Trek series. The Star Clones? The one with the different colored Energon glow rods. You guys know which ones I'm talking about?
Killobyte, you good?
Kilo, are you okay?
Yeah, I was. We just saw the movie the other day. Never mind.
Did we?
Yeah.
Was that the one where
Are
they
you
said, "Beam me
watching
up,
movies
Scotty"?
on the side without us
I
again?
think so. Well, there was a movie night at the bar. We were all there.
You skip out on Earth Culture Night one time.
No, Clickbait, I
I did
understand.
not.
It's very sad to see Clickbait. It's sad. Is this about the mannequins you've been making of us and putting them up in the
Oh
movie night room?
no!
What mannequins are you talking about? There's no mannequins.
Onyx, I think you're right. I think this is what he's talking about. He's finally
We'll
cracking
discuss
up.
this later.
Changing
Killobyte.
the issue. In issue 29, somehow it is nighttime in Tokyo, Moscow, Los Angeles, Toronto at the same time. Perhaps they blocked out the sun?
I was
Assuming
also
science
wondering
is
that.
a lot in these issues. Come on, guys. You've told me this before. Assuming logic and science is too much.
And finally, in issue 30, the finale, during the fight with Scorponok and Megatron, the famous quote, "Yes," by David Cade, who both voiced Megatron in the cartoon Beast Wars and Armada trilogy.
Nice.
As I saw
Nice.
that.
I did notice that.
Yes. And now for some summaries. A new war begins! The Autobots
Again.
rush to defend Earth. Mirage tries to kidnap Kicker. Optimus frees Megatron. And Starscream returns with a new deco and new powers? What is going on here?
It
So
took
much,
me a minute to
so
figure
much.
out that was
We'll never have
Starscream.
time to go into all of them.
And as always, this information has been taken from the wiki. And a special shout out to all of our Patreon supporters. You're all amazing. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you so
Thank
much. We
you.
appreciate you so very much.
We appreciate you.
Are we
should-
ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yes, let's do it.
All right, so we only have 4 issues to cover. We dive right into with Mirage attacking the Omnicons alongside Sharkticon and Slug Slinger, who were sent by Alpha Quintesson. Anyone want to fill in on why and the favorite scenes?
I can definitely say that I like the designs for Mirage, Mudslinger, and Sharkticon. I really
Sharkticon was cute.
I have a Sharkticon toy myself, and I really like I hope they do a new legacy version of it. As why they're here to kidnap Kicker. Wow, what a surprise!
Yes, shocker. Shocker. The all-powerful, randomly new human / something that can detect Energon and apparently absorb Energon, but that's gonna be later. Yeah, I was confused. I was like, all right, cool. This makes sense.
The MacGuffin.
The MacGuffin.
kid.
But the MacGuffin's
Yeah.
a person-ish this time.
I feel like I've seen this before. Perhaps Revenge of the Fallen?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sounds
On the
right.
human side of things, Rad, now realizing Alexis might be dead, closes his eyes and imagines her voice. I can still hear her voice. Insert Brother Bear meme or Monster Inc. meme here. I don't know what those are,
Yes.
but that's because she's not actually dead. She got out just before the car exploded. How, you ask?
Magic.
knows?
Plot convenience.
You can't see the sky in one of those taxis? Taxis? Taxes?
Taxes
Taxus?
is the taxes.
A Texas?
Taxu?
Okay.
Yeah.
A Texas.
Yeah, no,
Just-
that was
Just
that
because.
I
was-
thought Texases were bad. I mean, it did blow up, so.
Yeah.
yeah. So then they're not bad anymore.
A lot is happening already, and we haven't dived all the way into these comics.
A lot is happening, but also not a lot of consequences happening.
No.
Yeah.
There's a lot of action going on. The art panels are really, really, what's the word I'm looking for? Intensely colored, and so it's really easy to get lost in the art panels, but there's a lot happening.
There's a lot
And-
happening. But,
I-
But nothing is happening that
Go ahead.
means anything.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true. I did think originally that these attacks were all made up by Megatron, because at that point, when we first
I
see
did
them,
too.
Megatron is trying to get Optimus to disconnect him from Unicron so that he can inhabit the body he made.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh, maybe this is just playing. But then they're actually happening. I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I guess.
I was like,
Megatron
oh,
wasn't
yeah.
lying.
Yeah, first
Megatron's
time.
just really laying it on
Yeah.
thick. Oh wait, nope, he's legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should.
And speaking on the Prime side of things, he and Megatron wrestle words, but finally agree to go on a quest to flip a switch on the other side of Unicron to allow Megatron's essence flow into his new body.
Why did he have
That's
to
right.
make Optimus walk all that way there? Couldn't he just
Yeah.
teleport him? Because he did that originally.
Teleport or send another guy. Why did it have to be Optimus? It's never revealed.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert. Meanwhile, Jetfire leads several bots into battle to defend Earth from the Terracons, and this issue ends revealing one of the Autobot Council members, Avalon, has been working with Alpha Quintesson. Thoughts, theories? There's a lot. And this is just the first issue.
Thought he was cool. Literally, the panel before they reveal the twist, I wrote in my notes, "Oh, Counselor Avalon's kind of cool." Oh no, Counselor Avalon, you're a traitor. How dare you? Gosh, I can't word today. It's a C word. It's not
there's a lot of
collaborate. It's not collaborate. It's something else. Like to scheme.
Oh,
How dare you
okay.
scheme with Alpha Quintesson? This is rude.
Q?
I thought you were cool, but I can't
Uh.
think of the actual word I was thinking of because my brain is not my processor has not booted up all the way. Didn't finish my update last night, and we're just hanging on there.
there
You
was an
stuck on blue
update.
screen?
Huh?
You stuck on the blue screen?
Yeah, a little bit. It's like got blue pixels like sprinkled throughout my optic display. Like we're struggling, but we're here.
Should get
Nice.
that checked.
Yeah.
When I was reading it, I was like, "Nice, this is cool." And then when they were having the little talk, and he's like, "Oh yeah, of course, I'll support you, Jetfire." I'm like, now it's become a little fishy. And then the next panel was like, "Ah yes, hi Alpha Quintus." And I'm like, "I knew it. It was too good to be true."
Yep, that tracks. How dare all the cool ones are always the bad guys. It's not fair.
In the next issue, we continue the action. Any favorite scenes from these many plot points? I actually kind of like the plot twist from the last one.
I mean, the coolest thing that's happened so far was Counselor Avalon working with Alba Quintesson. That's the coolest thing that's happened so far. The battle panels are cool. They're just really not messy, but they're like the combat is not clear and concise. Like everybody's really in there. Like there's not a lot of spacing. There's not a lot of like different choreography panels. It's just like they're very static, but a lot all at the same time.
Yeah. I know after that, the little tease of Avalon betraying everybody, we get the little tease of like, hey, Starscream's back and he has glowy hands. And I was like, ooh, where's this going to go? Is this going to be like a ghost Starscream? Why is the ghost upgraded? Because now he has a different ultimate.
Yeah, I must have not written that down in my notes. He comes back and then we never see him again.
Well, he does kill Demolisher. I'm like, why? Why did you do this, Starscream?
Just straight up murders Demolisher, and then he
just leaves. He doesn't do anything with like the plant that Demolisher was at. He doesn't do anything. He just kills him and walks away. He's like, yes, it's good to be back. And no rhyme or reason, walks up, commits a murder, and then leaves.
Yeah, and he has glowy hands now, so I don't know what kind of powers they were going to give him, but
he's got the touch.
He's got the touch.
So Megatron emerges on Earth, so we assume Optimus was successful, through a portal and begins to wreak havoc on the Terracons, while Hotshot watches in horror and is gaslighted by Jetfire, who tells him Megatron is dead. He can't hurt you.
Yeah, Megatron's dead. He can't hurt you, but he's watching it with his own eyes.
Many times Hotshot's like, no, I'm seeing him. And Jetfire's over the radio. He's like, no, that's impossible. You're crazy.
Yeah.
Those were great interactions because all the panels are like, Megatron's here. Jetfire's like, no. Then the Megatron goes to Moscow and somebody else says, Megatron's here. And he's like, no. And then he moves to Tokyo. Megatron's here. No, he's not until he appears in front of his face. He's like, I guess he is here.
Yeah,
that was great.
I did think it was funny how every time Megatron appears anywhere, he's just like, 10 years.
Yes.
10 years. 10. Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, Buddy's come down with a touch of the space madness. 10 years is nothing to you, sir. Like, calm down. Jeez, someone's being a drama queen.
Well, 10 years connected to Unicron's consciousness without a body, you might go crazy.
Okay, but Megatron's still just a drama queen. Okay, just...
Oh, yeah. Well, we knew this before. And the most dramatic one is played by David Kaye. So this is very fitting.
It is very fitting. I just thought it was funny that the only thing he says until basically he confronts Scorponok is escalating instances of 10 years, and they just get slowly, like the text gets bigger, and there's more exclamations, and the words are a little longer. I thought that was pretty funny.
So let's check in with the chosen one whose midichlorians are off the charts. I mean, Energon, kicker, can somehow harness large levels of Energons and redirect it. How do we feel about this?
This feels really convenient and not explained at all. Because at first he was only able to detect the Energon. And not even like a month later, now he's able to harness redirect Energon and distribute it back out to bots. That seems really MacGuffin-y.
It's just the explanation part is not there. It's just he can just now do that.
Yeah, and then I think Mirage asked like, how is he doing this? He's like, every time I like soak up Energon, I just get more stronger and stronger. It's infinite power. I'm like, I guess that's how that works. Yeah, you're not.
I guess
unlimited power. It was interesting. And then
that's
I did think
that's all we see from Kicker. He doesn't.
That's it. That's it. At first, I couldn't remember who the heck Mirage was, but I did have it written in my notes that Tidal Wave is Mirage. So then after that, I was like, wait, who are we talking about? I
think they explained that in the last comics, but it's also something they did in the cartoon. They killed Tidal Wave, and then he came back as Mirage.
They killed and brought back a lot of people.
They sure did.
They didn't actually kill them. They just brought them back. And
what is consequences anymore?
None. There are no consequences of your actions except for the poor Autobots.
Speaking of consequences, I'm really enjoying Megatron being a one-bot army, destroying Terracons left and right, and the art is absolutely gorgeous with him doing it. But here's the problem, and I think it's kind of somewhat explained, but it's not clear. Inferno notes there are 2 of Megatron, which I'm not sure we see as the audience, but I'm sure it's referencing his tank drone mode, like the toy he came with. But Megatron does say he has some unfinished business and portals to confront Scorponok. Thoughts? Favorite scenes?
Megatron did say during his fight with Scorponok, they did explain that he has a drone mode. So they did
Yeah,
say
later,
that, even though
yeah.
we didn't see it.
Mhm.
But even when we were seeing him in multiple spots, it was still just his normal looking mode. So,
Yeah.
and since he was doing the teleporting thing, I'm assuming just the communications delay, because they were saying if you squint, they were saying they were having issues with communications and stuff. So I'm assuming that could be it. But then they're like, oh no, he does have a drone mode. And I'm like, all right, well, I don't know what's happening now. So, yeah.
To be fair, I read that line. I'm like, cool, he can make clones. And then I didn't see two on the screen. I completely forgot that there were supposed to be two of them. So,
That's funny. That's funny.
I thought because of the name of the last couple of issues have been called Multiplicity, meaning multiple,
Mhm.
I thought it
Yeah.
meant like he was making clones of himself, like
I
multiple
did too.
bodies from Unicron, but that was not the case.
yeah.
That was my first thought also. And then when they didn't do that, I was kind of sad because that would have been really cool.
Yeah, it would have been scary.
would've
That would have been a
been
whole nother threat to deal with. Multiple
Yeah.
Megatrons, but
Yeah.
Especially when we get the tease of the Cyclonus yellow bodies in the Unicron in the
Mhm.
previous issues. He could have just repurposed those and made a bunch of like clones for him, you know.
yeah. Speaking of which, we never see those again.
No.
During the fight with Scorponok, he gets buried in the snow, and it's not really shown or alluded to, but I'm guessing he portaled directly out of the snow and behind Scorponok and killed him from behind. Is that what happened here?
That makes sense because he just kind of Scorponok shoots him, thinks he shoots him because you see the big like hole in the snow, and then he's just like
Mhm.
beep up boop. Nope, I'm behind you. Let me E2 Brute Caesar stab you in the back real quick, and yeah,
I did like the banter between them in the fight.
it was
Yes.
good.
Because Scorponok was like, "Hey, you led from afar. You weren't really in the battle, so you know this is. I have more experience than you, and this and that." So that was pretty cool banter between them, and how the
Even
different
though-
ways they valued their or they saw their leadership of like Megatron. Like he sat behind, but he if he had to do the work, he did it. While Scorponok was like, I was always on the field. I always did all the dirty work that I needed to do, and I would show by example, right, and stuff like that. So that was
Mhm.
I feel like that wasn't true though, because Megatron does show up to a decent chunk of his battles, both in these comics and in the show. So I'm not entirely sure where Scorponok's getting this information from.
His
But-
ego.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
This is
But I thought
probably
it was
like
funny.
way before we even started reading them. Like this is supposed to be like while they were on Cybertron, right?
Yeah, that's
Right.
the last
When
10
we
years
saw
or
them, they've
something.
already went to Earth and they were already searching for Minicon, so we don't really get to see like battles on Cybertron.
That's true.
It's also not entirely like Megatron to not fight, because that he loves fighting. So this seemed a little
Yeah.
out of pocket for me, but
My last note has Alpha Quintesson still attempting to bring Unicron back to full operations and searching for Optimus within the Chaos Bringer. The issue ends abruptly, and so does the series, leaving much on a cliffhanger. Thoughts, theories of this volume. Next time we'll dive into more what could have been along with the series review. But as of now, what are your thoughts?
stuff happened.
I like the last panel of Optimus with his I don't know what type of gun that is, but it looks like it has like grenade launcher vibes. But it says "Here I come," and he's all kind of a little beat up from
Yeah,
He
being
that
looks like
attacked.
he's ready for war.
Yeah, because he gets attacked from like with like Unicron's body
Autoimmune
defenses,
system?
yeah,
Yeah.
immune system, and so he's a little bit beat up. But he's like, "Here I come," and it then ends. I'm like, "Oh no, what's gonna happen?"
Yeah.
Tune in next time.
It will.
Tune in next time.
I do have one more thing I want to cover, and is the humans are very advanced because Rad and Carlos and their organizations have been developing a plane of some kind that harnesses Energon that's released from Earth, and then they just pour it on the Autobots as they're fighting the clones because they're running low on energy, and so we normally don't see this a lot with the Earth installations. They usually build things to defend themselves against the Transformers,
Mhm.
not necessarily support them. So it's interested seeing here where like Rad and Carlos knew of the Transformers and somehow they convinced or joined an organization that were like, yeah, we'll support them wherever they need, and that we're not scared of them at all. So that was an interesting twist there, or like idea.
Yeah. Well, if there's nothing else, Clickbait, you got some quick quotes to rattle off?
I do. Wow, rattle make it sound so inglorious. But any hoodles, I do have two. I wanted to pull a little bit of the dialogue from the Megatron Scorponok fight, but it was so back and forth that it would have been really long, and Onyx would have been very unhappy with me. So I left it out. Both of my quick
See,
quotes
we
are
learned
from
from the timeout corner last time.
I don't like the timeout corner. Anyways, both of my quick quotes for today are from issue 28. The first one is between an Omnicon, I genuinely cannot tell which one, and Tidal Wave / Mirage. And the Omnicon goes, "You trying to talk us to death?" And Mirage goes, "Nah, I got something a lot nastier planned. But hey, it is gonna be slow and painful." I was like, oh my gosh, dude. Someone's got a grudge. And then the second one is from Optimus, also in issue 28, and it's when he's inside the belly of the beast, as Megatron put it, in Unicron. And he says, "Whether Unicron actually knows I'm here or not, these things are doing their best to purge me. Well, this is one germ that's gonna buck the system." So out of pocket. It was so random. I was like, I have to put this in here just so that I make sure everybody heard this. Because it's so random. But yeah, those are my two quick quotes for today.
Just two.
Fantastic. Wow. Yeah, that's a new record,
honestly. I
didn't
like the timeout corner, okay?
I think it's only fitting, since this is Kilobyte's favorite series, he starts us off with what's our rating.
Oh, my Primus. These comics were just battle heavy. There was barely any dialogue and barely anything really happened other than the clones getting decimated by Megatron and Megatron coming online. I did like seeing Starscream come back, and I was interested to see if he would have a bigger role, but that didn't quite happen. The betrayal from the councilman was not expected, so that was fun to see. But again, not much happened, so I'm gonna have to give these like a 2. Just I like the art, but nothing happened, and it's just a lot of like, especially with the Jetfire. He's like, he's not here, he's here, he's not here, he's here. I'm like, I've read this like 5 times already, and I've already gone 5 pages with this dialogue, so a 2.
Fantastic. Clickbait, you're next.
My turn. Well, honestly, some comics are nice, but they have rereadability. Some comics still have rereadability, even though they're not that great. This one was neither. I'm gonna give it a 1.5. It just, there was no real substance to them. There was some good dialogue, but it wasn't redeemable. There was not a lot of plot happening. Anything that happened, they pretty much undid. Or things that they did that were supposedly of consequence, they resolved like right away. And I know they were getting canceled and all that, but they kept introducing new stuff. Don't do that. So for me, it's a 1.5.
Okay. I will probably give this volume a 2.5. I like the fight scenes. I like the dialogue. We got a lot more Megatron. It built up to Megatron, and it delivered in this volume. However, there was too many plot points happening. Not enough resolution. We don't get to see anything past this. And it's just, some of the characters didn't act like their characters. Like, I've never heard of Jetfire gaslighting people. I feel like he would be concerned. He's like, what? Megatron's back? But
especially because they had just talked about him being very like listening and stoic.
Exactly.
A few panels
so
prior.
2.5 for me. But listeners, what did you think of these comics? How many raw stars would you give it? Let us know by leaving a comment below. If you would like to get in contact with us, you can send us an email at swervesbarpodcast@gmail.com. That's SWERVESBAR podcast@gmail.com. Any new toys you would like to dive into?
Yes, I do. I do have new toys.
Kilobyte, calm down. Okay,
oh my gosh.
You get to go first. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so anyways, also you called me Kilobyte, and I'm not.
Kilobyte, you sound so much
no.
weirder.
Hey, I'm right here. What do you mean?
Anyways, I got one of the toys I've been waiting for a very long time that they messed up and had to resend me. Cybertron shipping, not great. Anyways, I got the APC Toys Galaxy Mob Air Vehicon General. He's so much fun. I love the APC Toys line. It's always so great. They're all so shiny and crisp. And he came with 2 scraplets. A scraplet with little red eyes and a scraplet with little blue eyes. And he's so cute. I love his transformation. I love his alt mode. I love him. He's beautiful.
Nice.
I'm so happy. It was worth the wait of 3 months.
Killobyte?
Trying to think of what I've talked about recently. I did get, man, I don't know what the brand is, but we were at TFCon Baltimore, and Onyx got me the steampunk version of Starscream. I don't know the company. We'll have it on screen so you can see them. I like it. It's very pointy. I'm kind of scared of the wings because they don't really compress that well, and the plastic seems sturdy, but also like they're very pointy. And so, like, the thinner they get, the scarier they feel. But I like it. The bot mode looks better than the alt mode. The alt mode is you compress the top parts, and then the legs, then you just make the legs what the humans called the butterfly when you said butterfly mode. And that's it. And I'm like, oh, well, this is an interesting alt mode. Cool. But I really like the toy, and I thank you for the gift, Ollie.
Absolutely. Anytime for my favorite co-host.
You heard it here. I'm the favorite.
Heck! That's it. I'm out. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
I got quite a few. I think I haven't talked about the Shattered Glass side swipe. It came in a 2-pack, but we'll talk with 1. I like it. He comes with a little Minicon guy. He's got the little flash mark across his chest. Hoping to see him in the comics. I mean, it's pretty good. It's the side swipe mold that they've done 20 bajillion times now. So, looks good. Look great. Are you two ready for our final episode of this continuity, Transformers Energon continuity review?
Yas. Let's
ready.
do it.
Fantastic. If you have enjoyed this episode, consider sharing it with your friends and subscribing. If you want to help out the show even further, we have started a Patreon. All proceeds will go to supporting the show and keeping the lights on. Of course, we have some tiers that offer other forms of gratitude, such as 3D files, entry to our Discord channel. You'll even get early access to our comic review videos a week before their public release. We've also created a Redbubble where you can get our logo, art on any merch or apparel you desire, such as shower curtains, socks. What's the thing that
pants? We have leggings.
Yeah, what's the thing that the humans wear on their head? It's a cap. Is it a cap? Is it a helmet? A beanie? Sure.
A hat?
We'll go with that. A pillow? Yeah, you name it. We got it.
Okay,
and
I got one of the pillows, and they're amazing. Yeah, yourselves.
They're
What?
amazing. And as always, we hope you are all staying safe out there. Thank you so much for listening till all are one.
Thank you till all are one.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Swerve Podcast, and even on Tumblr. Yes, with everything going on Twitter, we figured we should cover our bases. Speaking of which, you can also find us on Twitter at Swerve, if that's still a thing. If you're interested in more content, try checking out our spin-off D&D series, Transform and Roll Out. Season 3, titled Eons, is now available. Let's tune in to a preview now.
Clearly, I misunderstood the assignment and made a whole damn speech there. Sorry about that, guys.
No, you're good. I loved every little bit of it.
It was amazing. I loved it. It was like a total Starscream monologue moment.
No, it was so much better than everything else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was so good.
You're already showing us up.
Yeah, that's staying in.
That's staying in.
Yeah.
Are you sure we can trust them?
Are you talking to me? Yes, you can trust me, absolutely. Great, a Titan Master without a Titan. How wonderful.
Ouch.
Hey, he's fantastic.
Man, I come from trying to collect a bounty to a roast session. Okay.
I've got some NDAs for you all to sign before we embark on this quest, if you will. You all just put your mark right here. Everybody roll to sign.
No,
Got it.
What kind of role is that?
Is that a free action? Mantix is dead. Oh well.
This took a surprising turn.
The fight started.
I don't know if this is a fight, man. This sounds like a therapy session.
I don't know.
This is a word.
Well, that was certainly something. There is also a YouTube channel with bonus content, such as video games containing funny comments and trendy shorts. A link will be provided below. And if you're so inclined, you can support us on Patreon, where you can get even more bonus content, such as reading files, access to their Discord, and listen to the content before it's released to the public. More links will be provided below. End transmission.